Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Today is a special video that I'm making because, unfortunately, Mr. John Witherspoon has passed away today, as of last night, I believe. One of the most funniest comedians and actors that I have ever seen. I grew up watching this man as a child, to a grown man. This really hits home for me because, I did have the pleasure of seeing him in person at the Ontario Improv in California in 2017. And man, he put on a great show. And one thing I can say with sincerity is I hope I'm happy and smiling as much as this man is if I get to see 77 years old or more. This man was very talented and he's truly going to be missed by me and thousands of others, maybe even millions. You never know. If you like me, you know that Mr. John Witherspoon starred in some of my favorite movies of all time, like Friday, Boomerang, television shows like The Wayans Brothers, the Tracy Morgan Show, Barnaby Jones, The Boondocks, the Five Heartbeats movie, Black Jesus, and more and more and more. Man, it's just like the list goes on and on. This guy is like, he was a favorite. Many characters, just always brought light into any room that he walked into. From what I heard from all those previous interviews, it's very hard to even make this video, but I had to make. I usually don't talk about entertainment or entertainers, but this is somebody that meant something to me, and I'm glad I had the pleasure of seeing this person perform live. And he's a living proof that you work hard, you're dedicated, and you're a decent person. You can live a lifestyle that most people could only dream of. Mr. Witherspoon was actually born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, January. All right, so he's Capricorn like me. He's January baby. January 29th, 1942. So this man was definitely in my grandparents' realm, and he was one of 11 siblings. And the sad thing is, I don't really have my grandparents anymore, and some of the people from that generation are continuing to pass away. So if you still have your grandparents and you're a millennial like me, enjoy them, appreciate them, and love them. I say that with all sincerity. Appreciate your parents. They're not going to be here forever. We're not going to be here forever. So no matter what situation may occur, we have to enjoy our lives. I will say that with sincerity. So yeah, it's like I said, it's very hard to talk about this. The craziest thing is that I didn't even realize that Mr. John Witherspoon was 77 years old. Because the man didn't look like he was a day over 62 at most. He looked great for his age when I saw him in person. The man was having fun, But let's get into a little bit more about his life story. Mr. Witherspoon actually worked as a model during the 1960s and 70s. His passion obviously went towards comedy. He made a lot of friends in the beginning stages of his career as Tim Reed. You may remember Tim Reed from WKRP Cincinnati, Sister, played the father. Richard Pryor, everybody knows who he is. Robin Williams, everybody knows who he is. Rest in peace to him as well. Rest in peace to Richard Pryor. Jay Leno, David Letterman, he built friendships and partnerships with these superstars before they even became huge superstars. And they, that they are today. And I remember for the most part, two movies I saw Mr. Witherspoon in was Kid and Play's House Party. Public Enema. What is it? Public Enema? I only want no Public Enema. I'm going to Get You Sucker, Keenan Ivory Wayans, the Wayans brothers, Damon Wayans. Boomerang with Eddie Murphy and Robin Givens and Halle Berry. David Alan Grier, Martin Lawrence. It's megastars. This man worked with megastars. Iconic. It's crazy, that he's gone now. He's in the movie Soul Plane, that goofy movie. He's in Little Man, that was a goofy movie. Master P, I got to hook up 1 and 2. I'm glad he got to be in the second one. I still haven't even seen that one because I usually don't have time to watch movies. But he was in the movie Ride. I remember it was him and Cedric the Entertainer. Had me in tears. The list goes on and on when you talk about John Witherspoon. And one of my favorite articles, one of the articles I actually read about Mr. John Witherspoon is a statement was released. And it was stated that, we were all in shock, because I know I was. Please give us a minute for a moment in privacy and we will celebrate his life and his work together. John used to say, "I'm no big deal," but to us, he was a huge deal. And to me, John Witherspoon is a big deal, was a big deal, and still is a big deal to me, period. A lot of people from his generation, like I said, are passing away, man. And I think because we live in such a me society, people love interacting with their devices more than they do with other people. And that's the thing that's growing more and more every day, unfortunately. Mr. John Witherspoon's family made this statement: "It is with deep sadness we have to tweet this, but our husband and father, John Witherspoon, has passed away. He was a legend in the entertainment industry and a father figure to all of us who watched him over the years. We love you, Pops, always and forever. Sincerely, the Witherspoon family." And straight up, I can respect that. I really can respect that, because, what I'm about to say is going to talk about how he was a father figure to a lot of us and to me, because I didn't grow up with a father, So all I can say is I know many, many people out there are definitely going to miss you, sir. Since I didn't have a father growing up, men like Mr. John Witherspoon were in a sense a father figure to me amongst other men. One of the best iconic scenes was in the first Friday movie, when Craig, played by Ice Cube, went to grab his gun and Mr. Witherspoon walked in on him. And basically, because at the time, Craig and Smokey, they took money from a drug dealer. I mean, they smoked drugs with a drug dealer in the movie, and they didn't have the money to pay the drug dealer back. So you know how that can go south real quick. Anyways, Ice Cube stated, and I quote, "I had to walk my friend Smokey, played by Chris Tucker, home." Mr. Witherspoon said, "You do not need a gun. You kids are nothing but a bunch of punks and scared to get a butt whooping." He put his hands in front of his son, like you see in this picture, and stated, in his generation, which I very, very much so respect, we fought, and we fought for the most part, with our hands. Yes, some people had guns, but most people didn't. And if they did have a gun, they really only used it when their life was in real imminent danger. You win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. And as a teenager, when I first saw Friday, those words meant a lot to me. Even though it was a comedy movie, that was a serious message that was projected. But it was a movie with an important message. So all I can say is this: that you will be missed, Mr. John Witherspoon, and you were and will continue to be an inspiration to us all. Not only in your entertainment, but in your wise and yet kind words. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Please like, please share. R.I.P. to Mr. John Witherspoon. He's going to be missed. There's no other way to put it. So hopefully you guys have a great day. And like I said, it's hard for me, but I had to give this tribute video to him, because I wouldn't be probably a bit of the man that I am today if it wasn't for those words like that. And thank you for that kind of entertainment, because in a world full of a lot of sorrow and sadness and hatred, when somebody can bring some light and entertainment to your life, keep them in your life. Take care.